A soft focus photo of an overly elaborate engagement ring and a caption that read, "He asked, and I said why yes, I can't wait to spend forever with you," rings sparkling. That was it. No text from her, no call, just a post. At first I brushed it off. Maybe she was just overwhelmed. Maybe they were still working out the details. I tried to stay hopeful, even excited. After all, this was my little sister. The one I'd helped sneak out of the house to meet her first boyfriend. The one I gave my prom dress to because she couldn't afford the one she wanted. The one who cried in my lap when she got rejected from her dream college. She was getting married, and I was happy for her. Days turned into weeks. No call, no invite, nothing. I finally broke and called my mom. "Hey, so when's the wedding?" There was a long pause. Longer than it should have been. "Oh, sweetheart," she began, her voice laced with forced calm. "We were going to talk to you about that." My stomach dropped. "It's just with everything that's happened in the past, your sister felt it might be awkward if you were there." "Awkward?" I repeated, the word stinging like venom on my tongue. "What do you mean? She just doesn't want any tension. You know how sensitive she is. It's her day after all. We don't want anything to ruin it." Ruin it? As if my existence alone was a threat. As if simply being there, quietly, lovingly, would overshadow her. I sat in stunned silence, phone pressed to my ear like it was the only thing tethering me to reality. "Mom," I whispered, "I'm her sister." "I know, honey," she said, her voice suddenly soft, almost pitying. "And we love you, but we think it's better this way. We, not just my sister, my mother too." I hung up. I didn't cry at first. I just sat there, staring at the wall like it had all the answers I didn't. Then, slowly, the numbness melted into rage. And then, heartbreak. My chest felt hollow, like someone had reached in and scooped out something sacred. All the memories we shared. All the times I stood up for her when she messed up. All the times I took the blame so she wouldn't get in trouble. And this is how I was repaid, cast out, silenced, hidden away like some family secret. The worst part. No one said a word, not even my dad, who always used to sneak me extra cookies behind Mom's back and tell me I was his favorite. Not a single message from anyone on their side. The wedding day came and went. I didn't check Facebook, though I'm sure it was filled with smiling photos and heart emojis. My family pretending I didn't exist. I imagined them all laughing, clinking glasses, celebrating a union while I sat alone, the invisible sister, the awkward one. I kept asking myself why. Was it because I was too quiet, too opinionated, too independent? Was it because I never played the part of the perfect daughter? Or maybe they just couldn't stand that I never needed them like she did, that I carved my own way. The silence in the weeks that followed was louder than any argument we'd ever had. I deleted the photos of us from my phone. Unfollowed her, unfollowed Mom, unfollowed everyone who posted wedding pictures like I was some stranger, not family. And then I made a promise to myself. They don't want me at their table. Fine, I'll build my own, bigger, stronger, unbreakable. They thought I'd make her wedding awkward. They had no idea what I was about to become. After the wedding, or the exile as I started calling it in my head, something inside me cracked wide open. Not just a break, but a shift. The kind of shift that happens when you stop begging for love and start building a life without it. For a while, I disappeared from them, from social media, from everyone who had a front row seat to my humiliation and said nothing. I cut off the dead weight, blocked numbers, unfollowed faces. I even changed apartments, small but mine, quiet but peaceful. For once, I wasn't trying to prove anything. I just wanted to heal. I poured myself into work. The side business I had been toying with, custom illustration and design, became my obsession. What started as simple commissions on Etsy turned into a fully fledged brand in under a year. Late nights, caffeine-fueled sketch sessions, Client calls at odd hours. I didn't stop. I couldn't. I refused to stay small in a world that had tried to shrink me. Soon, my work caught eyes, a few viral posts. A lucky shout-out from a major influencer. Then came collaborations, brand deals, interviews. People started calling me visionary. I was invited to creative summits, asked to speak on panels. I built a community of thousands of women who resonated with my story. Women who had also been the black sheep, the scapegoat, the inconvenient truth in their own families. Ironically, the thing that had gotten me excluded, my refusal to blend in, became the very thing that set me apart. I stopped hoping for apologies. I stopped waiting for them to notice. Instead, I made damn sure that when they did notice, it would be too late. Then one evening, almost a year after the wedding, I got a message from an old family friend. Hey, not sure if you saw this, but your sister's wedding photos are down. People are talking. Heard things aren't going great between them. Curious but detached, I checked. The whole Instagram album was gone. No more captions about soulmates or forever. No more honeymoon throwbacks. Just a quiet erasure. A few scrolls deeper and I saw it. Her husband tagged in photos with someone new. Not even discreetly, and her profile, private now, unusual for someone who lived to be seen. I sat there, staring at the screen, feeling nothing, not joy, not smugness, not even pity, just confirmation. They had built a castle of perfection on sand. And now it was sinking. Meanwhile, I had planted roots, real ones, deep ones they couldn't cut down or ignore. A few months later, I received an invitation, the kind that came in a thick white envelope with gold foil lettering. It was for the annual Women in Vision Gala, held in my hometown, a black tie event honoring entrepreneurs and creators who'd made waves that year. And guess whose name was on the honoree list? Mine, front and center. My acceptance speech would be delivered on stage at the same venue my sister had her wedding. I remembered it well. A modern event hall with crystal chandeliers and floral walls. Back then, I had dreamt of watching her walk down that aisle. Now, I'd be walking across that same floor in a gown, not as a guest, but as a guest of honor. Fate had a wicked sense of humor. My assistant offered to prepare a statement. I declined. I knew exactly what I wanted to say. A few days before the gala, my mom texted me. Saw your name on the list. You've done well, proud of you. No apology. Just a soft pat on the head from the woman who helped erase me from the biggest family event of the decade. I left her on read. She texted again a day later. Will you be at the gala? Your sister might be there. She's going through a hard time. Just be kind. Be kind. I laughed out loud, alone. Was I supposed to comfort the sister who deleted me from her life like a typo? They had no idea who I had become. Not cold, not cruel, but powerful, polished. Unapologetic, as I stood in front of the mirror, dressed in a shimmering emerald dress that hugged every curve, I barely recognized the woman staring back at me. This wasn't the girl who waited by the phone, hoping for a wedding invite that never came. This was someone who had fought tooth and nail, clawed her way out of heartbreak and rejection, and emerged stronger, more radiant than anyone could have imagined. The heels clicked confidently as I entered the venue, the very place where my sister had said her vows without me. The same crystal chandeliers hung above, casting light on the polished floors, but tonight the spotlight was mine. I caught sight of my family immediately. Mom, in a pale pink dress, looked as if she were trying to disappear into the wallpaper. My sister's eyes met mine for a split second, a flicker of something unspoken, maybe regret or guilt before she quickly looked away. They hadn't expected me to show up. They definitely hadn't expected me to command the room. When my name was called, a hush fell over the crowd. I walked to the stage with steady steps, each echo a quiet reminder of every no I had ever heard from them. I took the microphone. Thank you. I began, voice steady, calm, but carrying the weight of years of silence. I'm honored to be here tonight, not just because of what I've accomplished, but because of what I've learned on the way. I paused, scanning the faces in the crowd, friends, strangers, and yes, family. Sometimes the people who are supposed to love you the most are the ones who hurt you the deepest. They make decisions that leave scars, create spaces where you feel invisible, a breath. But here's what I've realized. My worth was never tied to their acceptance. It was tied to my own belief in myself. Murmurs rippled through the room. I wasn't invited to my sister's wedding because they thought I'd make it awkward. Maybe they feared I'd overshadow her or stir up old wounds, but what they didn't know is that my absence didn't weaken me, it strengthened me. I let that settle before continuing. To anyone who's ever been told they don't belong, that their presence would cause problems, I see you. And I promise, your story doesn't end in silence or exclusion. It ends in the moment you stand tall and take your rightful place in the light. The applause was thunderous, and for the first time in a long time, I felt something I hadn't felt in years: peace. Later, my mother approached me, eyes misty. "I'm sorry," she whispered, voice breaking. "I was wrong." I smiled gently, no bitterness in my heart. "Thank you for saying that, but this isn't about forgiveness, it's about moving forward. I hope one day you'll see me for who I am now, not who you feared I'd be." My sister hung back, watching quietly. I caught her eye once more, and this time I saw tears. I had no words for her, not tonight. Tonight was mine. As I walked out of that hall, the city lights glittered like a promise. They thought I'd make the wedding awkward. But I made my life extraordinary, and that was the sweetest revenge of all.